Welcome back to another beautiful property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are located in Brentwood, Tennessee, looking at another gorgeous luxury home. And I want to give a huge thank you to the listing agent, Erin Krueger with the Erin Krueger team for making this tour possible. Also, the builder, Magnolia Properties, and I'll make sure to leave all of the information in the description below. Now, starting on the exterior, family, you see we have that grand look. All brick exterior, high-pitched roofs. Now, this one is situated on just over an acre. It's a level lot. You have the circular driveway and you are in Marshall Place. So if you know anything about Brentwood, this is certainly the place to be. Plenty of parking available. Straight ahead, you're going to have that long driveway leading to your 3-car garage. So you are going to have a single car garage bay, and to the left, you're going to have the additional 2-car garage bay, and that's going to make for a total of 3 garage spots. Now, as we enter or walk towards our covered front porch, look how grand this looks as well. So you have the Pella casement windows surrounding the property as well, so the best money can buy. And then as we enter, look at the outdoor gas lanterns. Just a nice touch to add some curb appeal to this property. I'm telling you, when you drive by this home, this one certainly stands out. Now, you have the brick floor heading up this way, so it's elevated slightly, as you can see. And then look at your double front doors right here. Absolutely stunning. So you have the iron double front doors, then the transom windows right above there, and then wait till we get inside of here. Okay. So before we continue, as always, I'll turn you around so you can see the double front doors from the inside. Look at that. Okay, so immediately when you walk in, you got this gold Sputnik chandelier just setting the tone, greeting you, right? Then you will notice the Cove crown molding, 7-inch, and then the tall baseboards on the lower part. But you're gonna have herringbone pattern, white oak floors. That's situated in the foyer, then leading you to the great room, of course. But as always, let's start right here to the left and make our way around. Look at this. Huge study. You got double doors leading you inside of here. Then you can see we have the wood slat accent wall. You got raised ceilings inside of here. You see the crown molding extends in here, but they painted that one in this instance, and the walls, of course. And look how much space is in here. So of course, seeing the furniture, you can see the airy feel inside of here. Leading to you straight over there, you're gonna see that in just a little bit. It'll come full circle, so make sure to stay tuned. Okay, so you got your spacious study. Now heading to our formal dining. Look how roomy this looks. So it's tucked away over here. You got your modern chandelier right above your dining room table. You see your gold and black combination sconces. And then even your floor registers are discreet. So you know we talk about that quite often as far as entertaining and having your family here. You know, Thanksgiving is around the corner, a few more months away, then Christmas dinner. So as you can see, you got a 6-seater dining table. However, a 10-seat dining table would fit so perfect in here, and you still have a ton of space. Even if it's more of a wider dining table or something like that, that'll fit perfectly in that room. Okay, so inside of this home, you are gonna have 2 powder baths, one downstairs and one upstairs, of course. So the first one is right over here. Look at this. You got your massive floating vanity, quartz countertops. You see your accent wall right back here. That's gonna be that champagne bronze that we see pretty often. And then your gold sconce right there. So very trendy, designed well, curated selections. Bravo. Then you got your coat closet right over here, especially once we start getting into the winter time. You want that to be close to the front door for your guests. Okay. Now look at this. Very open. Each one of the rooms is extremely spacious. Now, looking right over here, you have coffered ceilings, the gorgeous light fixture right above there. And then you see you have the Archistone limestone fireplace around the herringbone firebox, as you can see straight ahead right over there. Now you're gonna have the massive sliders, again, all Pella windows, so the best money can buy. And of course, you have those 11-foot ceilings inside of here. Now, as always, we talk about that where you can open up those sliders without any challenges and then have that indoor outdoor living. You see how much space you still have even on your covered backyard patio. So you have folks out there, folks in the great room, and then inside of the kitchen. Perfect. So I love to see a floor plan that is extremely practical, right? And functional at the same time. So you can see your guests here, see yourself living here 10, 15, 20 years and not have to worry about rearranging things or thinking certain rooms in certain locations would be an issue. Now heading inside of the kitchen, waterfall quartz countertops on our island, massive as well. Then you have the quartz backsplash. You know, we love the pot fillers right over there. You see that. Thermador appliances. And look at this. Really neat feature. You have the reeded massive vent hood. So you can see how much that vent hood takes up, or as far as the room is concerned on there. A ton of cabinets. You have a butler's pantry, scullery, stack cabinetry right above there. That's a shaker style we talk about quite often. But one thing I really can't appreciate is the glass panels inside of those cabinet doors right there. And then of course they added some LED lighting in there, illuminating all of your decor. Two-tone cabinetry inside of here. Even the Thermador dishwasher. So you have stainless steel in there. Let me know in the comments, do you like the stainless steel look or would you prefer that panel ready appliance? Massive sink inside of the island overlooking your great room. To the right of me is the hearth room. But look at those gorgeous light fixtures right above our island as well. Open up some of these drawers for you. And I'm glad there's stuff in there, so it gives you more of an idea how much room you have. And even just look at the depth in there. Everything soft close mechanism. Now, inside of the hearth room, I'll pan you upwards. Look at this. So you have the fireplace inside of the great room, an additional fireplace right over here, outdoor fireplace, and then you'll certainly see in the primary suite as well. But floor to ceiling, wood right up there, vaulted ceiling as well, gorgeous chandelier right above there. So if you wanted to use this as more of a, you know, casual spot and just kind of hang out, that's really what the hearth room is for, then this will be a perfect spot for you. I wouldn't necessarily constitute it as a family room just because it's more, you know, it's a little bit more smaller and more intimate, which is the intention, of course. Then you see you have the dual entry points on the right side, and then of course your sliders over here. Love what I'm seeing. And then even this being on a 1 acre lot, I know you can appreciate that as well. Okay, before we do continue, I want to show you this really quick. I love to see this in some of the homes, and quite frankly, I don't really see this too often. But right here, where you have your appliances inside of there, have them tucked away, and then has that minimal look. Really nice feature. You even have your built-in Thermador microwave right there. Plenty of space inside of our refrigerator, as you can see. Look at that. And I'll tell you what, this is move-in ready. So first come, first serve. And I always recommend that if it's something where you want to take advantage of it, take advantage while you can. Okay, so heading inside of here, look at our scullery. So you have your stainless steel dishwasher again. You have your spot right over here for your secondary refrigerator, quartz countertops, your sink inside of there, champagne bronze spout, and then your off-white shaker cabinets in here. And then if this wasn't enough for you, you head over here and look at your additional pantry. So you can have a counter space in here, some more shelving, a ton of room, and then even on this side, look at this, I'll pan you upwards. the shelving extends all the way up there. So you have that cove crown molding right over there. And then some additional drawers. Each one of these, or both of these, have pocket doors. And then before we continue, you'll see this as well. So you have your bar area over here, perfect to entertain. You can have your drinks up there if you want to. You know, your nice aged wine. You got a recessed area over here. And then that's going to lead straight to your formal dining. Okay. So hopefully everything's coming full circle for you. If you haven't, let me know. Please do in the comments what you're giving this so far. Before we continue to the right, I'll do one more pan for you. Loving it. Okay. Now heading over here, we got our drop zone. So in the beginning of the tour, I mentioned that you had a 2-car garage bay and then your additional single-car garage bay. So we'll go straight ahead right here, and I'll make sure to open up those so you can see the hooks before we do. This will be your 2-car garage. You see this? You already got your windows with the grids inside. You just head up here, up your steps, and you are good to go. Now, let me know what you think about this. So, you know, I'm seeing, I think this is probably the 3rd time in the last week or so, or a couple weeks, let's say, that I've seen your cabinet doors inside of your mudroom. So you see you got your hooks. If you hang up your clothes right there, right when you get in, and then you close that and have that discreet look. So really nice touch. And then we saw that theme inside of the kitchen where the cabinet door was for your appliances. And then this would lead you straight there to your motor court, as you can see, give you a better idea. And then your single car garage. So maybe inside of here, you have your sports car that you don't touch too often, right? So not many people need to come in and out of here. And then on the weekends, you can go ahead and drive that. 2 tankless water heaters right there, tall windows in here as well. And the cool thing is, you don't have to worry about making one of those a gym, because you'll see a designated gym on the 2nd level. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so now this is going to be your utility room. Look how much space you have in here for an oversized washer and dryer. You got your white cabinetry, your matte black hardware, built-in shelving, quartz. And then over here, your additional sink. Look at that. And then I can appreciate that they already added the accent lighting right underneath the cabinetry. You got your coat closet right over here. Hang up anything that you just washed that you need an air dryer or something like that. All right, first bedroom. So queen bed, straight ahead with our 2 nightstands. You could fit a king bedroom or bedroom set in here without any challenges. The white oak floors continues in here. And then I can appreciate those 2 additional windows overlooking the backyard. So it feels extremely airy inside of here. 11-foot ceilings, very spacious. And then your ensuite. So 5 bedrooms, 5 full bathrooms. So every single one of the bedrooms will be ensuite. So you don't have to worry about that. You got your champagne bronze, massive mirror, and then your sconce. So being in, gosh, at this point, I believe it had to be over 300, close to 350 properties that we've been in and seen, you know, different selections, different floor plans, and all that stuff. There was one in particular, gosh, it had to be about 5-6 months ago or so. Everything was perfect, but the fact that it was 5 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, but every single one of the bedrooms wasn't ensuite. I tell you, it was not a lot of great feedback for that. So always love to see if it is 5 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, right? Typically only makes sense to have each one of the bedrooms ensuite and then your additional powder baths, right? For the guests to use and stuff. And I like to usually see if anything's over 5,000 square feet, if we can have at least 2 powder baths, one on the 1st level and one on the 2nd level, that's always perfect. Now, of course, if you do have a lot of entertaining rooms in the basement or something like that, then of course you'd probably put the powder bath there. But I say all that to say, love to see when each bedroom has its ensuite. Now you will also notice, I didn't mention this just a second ago, but that reeded pattern on the exterior of the fireplace surround. So a nice little subtle touch as well. And that's of course is going to match the vent hood that we had just seen. Now, heading into our primary suite, look at this. Oh my goodness. So that's a king bedroom set, as you can see. I mean, and I always mention that all the time because sometimes the video doesn't do it justice, but your king bed straight ahead, your additional sitting area, you already have the fireplace inside of here. The pillow windows again in here, so you can just swivel those open without any challenges. Then you will notice that limestone fireplace surround continues this way as well. Matte black sconces right above there. And look how perfect this is. So not only do you get everything that we've seen so far, right? But then also being in Brentwood. And, you know, I know some folks that watch these videos are from Nashville, at least have been here once or twice. But if you haven't, and you're in Nashville for a couple days, just head over to Brentwood. It's only 10, 15 minutes away, and you can thank me later. Okay, so you have two access points, and we'll see it in just a second. I want to show you this side for a moment. Now your water closet right over here, you have pocket doors separating the two. So you see that one separates that section and this section. But since we're on this side, and I'll show you the closet in just a second, we'll see this. Look at this. So your freestanding soaker tub right over here. Pillow windows again. I'll turn you around. You see our massive vanity, flat panel cabinet doors, matte black hardware, and that's gonna continue up there. And another water closet. So you have two toilets to take advantage of. Dual entry walk-in shower. Look at this. You even got your rain shower head right above there, your built-in shower bench. You got a shower wand right next to the shower bench. So perfect location to add that. Sit down and get into the nooks and crannies. Now look at this. First closet is massive. You know, I love to see the floor to ceiling shelving. No wasted space whatsoever. You got a designated cosmetic area over here. You already have good lighting and the built-in mirror. And then a ton of drawers. So anything you really could have thought of is inside of the home so far. Now, if there's anything else that you're thinking it's missing so far, of course, we still got the second level to look at. Let me know in the comments, but you already got your built-in bench right over there. A nice size mirror. And no worry about having to fight whose clothes go where and all that stuff. So you got your massive towel closet right over here, even some additional shelving right down here. That one's going to be soft close. Got that great cabinet. Now these are inset, as you can see, inset cabinets. Massive vanity again. You see the dual entry. Now this one's going to lead to another section right over here. You'll see that in just a second, where you have a stackable washer and dryer hookup. But look, you even have your built-in bench again over here. Floor to ceiling shelving. And the crown molding on top. So if you don't have a decent sized wardrobe yet, go ahead and start adding to your collection. And then that's where your stackable washer and dryer is. So you already had a full size utility room, and then you get this as a bonus, and that will be leading to your study right there. I told you that it would end up coming full circle for you. Okay, now we're almost 20 minutes into the video and that was just the downstairs. So great job. And again, like I said, I linked the information to not only the builder, the listing agent, but also the designer in the description. So make sure you check that out as well. Okay, so if this doesn't look grand enough for you, let's get to the second level and I'll let you be the judge of that. Now, you see the staircase is tucked to the right as soon as you walk in. You have accent walls, floor to ceiling, the additional crown molding on top. You got your beautiful gold sconces right above here as well. And now here we go. So the additional 3 bedrooms upstairs here, you're gonna have loft area over here. To the right, you're gonna have a bonus room. You got double doors leading to there, and then that's gonna be your additional rooms. But let's start on this side and work our way around. Beautiful. So again, you got some additional crown molding. You got your 8-inch baseboards that continues up here as well. King bedroom set would fit perfectly. Most likely you're going to have that queen bed, but you still have a lot of room to work with. Now, as a secondary closet and bedroom, look how massive this is. And a lot of the homes that we've seen, this is the size of the primary closet. You already got your built-in shelves, your chrome rods, white oak floors continues in here, built-in drawers, and additional shelving right above there. And if that isn't enough, you already got your massive built-in window bench over here. Assists you with putting on any shoes or just taking a breather in there. Okay, now taking a look at our ensuite. So we see the champagne bronze, you see the shaker style. Some additional crown molding in here. So you just see those touches throughout this property. You might see those subtle touches that you may not notice unless pointed out, but of course I love the way they designed it. You already got your shower niche, a little bench right there, and then the champagne bronze shower head and hook. Okay. Now, before we head to the next bedroom, you got an additional storage closet right over here to the left. Next bedroom, same thing, extremely spacious. You got your recessed area right over there in the ceiling. And I'm trying to work on getting the dimensions for you. Hopefully that'll just kind of help you out with whatever kind of furniture you'd imagine being inside of here. And let me know if you prefer me to add the dimensions, let's say in the lower left-hand corner for each of the bedrooms. Let me know if that would be helpful or useful to you. Now in here, you can see the shower tub combo. You got your ceramic tile, floor to ceiling, massive vanity. And then I'll try to be cautious of not spending too much, but look at the massive walk-in closet again. Goodness gracious. They were definitely showing love to these secondary bedrooms. Already got your built-in drawer, your rods again, and then you got your attic space right down here. Hopefully you can see a little bit. Okay. So you got your, we just went through 2 bedrooms up here. You see the accent walls continuing over here. So that's going to surround the entire area on those 2 walls. Now heading over here, bonus room. Look at this. Goodness gracious. So if this isn't spacious enough for entertaining, I don't really know what is, but this is not one of those things where you have to figure out if you're going to make this a theater room or a game room or anything like this. This is going to be perfect for a nice game room. Of course, it classifies as a bonus room. But you can even have your poker table straight ahead over there, another pool table, a lot of things you could do. Now on both of those doors, right, or both of these doors, is going to be the attic storage. I'll show you that right here as well. You can see. Then now heading over here, look at this. Full-size bar and an additional refrigerator slot right over here to the left. Some more cabinets. This is a neat color. It's not a gray, it's like a purplish grayish, and I don't know if the camera is picking it up. But you have quartz countertops up here. Beautiful painted cabinetry. And then now heading over here, look at this. So this is your designated gym. Of course, that's not your cup of tea, you don't have to, but this will be where your gym would be, or your exercise room, the treadmill, the Stairmaster, all the above. And then look at this. Another utility room. So if you're sweating profusely right over here, go ahead and throw your sweaty clothes inside the washer and dryer and you are good to go. And then another unfinished attic area over here. Now heading into our theater room, no windows whatsoever. So you can dim these lights and have the full movie experience right up here. You see you got the vaulted ceilings inside of here. The projector would fit perfectly there. You already got your upper outlets ready to be hooked up. And then you have an additional door right there for your attic storage. So goodness gracious, a lot that we've covered so far. We got one more bedroom to cover. And then like I mentioned, if you haven't, let me know. Please do in the comments your thoughts. So fifth and final bedroom, as you can see here, very spacious. So each one of the bedrooms that we have seen, you can fit a full king bedroom set in there. And I can appreciate that too, And I say this often, and sometimes I like to repeat myself every few videos or so for newer subscribers. But when some of these homes are 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 square feet, a lot of times it doesn't make sense until you're actually inside of the home. But being in, all these homes that we've been in, you'll notice where that additional square footage really goes. And it's, of course, bigger rooms, bigger closets in this instance. You see our shower tub combo, quartz countertops, similar cabinetry, your toilet over here, and then a nice size walk-in closet. Not quite as big as the additional two, right? But it's still really spacious in here. You already got your built-in dressers again. So each one of the closets that we've been in have the built-in dresser and the built-in shelving. And then in this instance, that champagne bronze. So really great features. I did mention earlier there was 2 powder baths. So this will be your second one right here. Even the champagne bronze toilet paper holder and some more crown molding. Okay. So we had a lot to cover. Upstairs, you had the loft, the bonus room, the exercise room, the theater room. What more could you really ask for inside of a home? I don't think there's much more. Now, last but certainly not least, let's go ahead and take a look at the backyard. Open up our Pella doors. Funny story. First time I ever came across one of these was, gosh, about a year ago or so. And it took me some time to figure out how to open it. But, we came to figure it out. And ever since then, I'm a big fan of Pella doors and Pella windows. Okay, now heading outside to our covered backyard patio. You see, we have the painted wood ceiling back here, crown molding with the architectural details inside of there. And then that's even going to extend straight ahead over there. So of course, opening up the indoor or the, you know, the sliders on in the hearth room and the great room, indoor, outdoor living, perfect for functionality. Now you do have your additional fireplace, so that makes for a total of 4 fireplaces. But then you will notice on top, you have the brick mantle right above there. Sometimes, or oftentimes, we see the wood mantle, but in this instance, they went for the brick. Now you got your beautiful light fixtures on the exterior, and look at this. You can just hang out here, have a great chat, and still have a ton of yard to work with. And it's not one of those things where if you add the pool and spa that you have to take away from other stuff, this being over an acre, you have a ton of room to work with. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful luxury home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful luxury home right here in Brentwood, Tennessee. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular property. Is this something you can see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour.